Alright, so we are going to be coloring our pumpkin today and our green leaves. So we are only going to be using the colors yellow, red, and blue, our primary colors. So we will end up having to make orange, and we will have to make green, and we will have to make brown for the stem. So in order to color this pumpkin, we know that in order for Miss Rucker to get orange, I will need to mix yellow and red. So the very first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my paintbrush and I'm going to paint my pumpkin yellow. We're going to do a technique that's called mixing on the paper technique. So we will actually be mixing our red with our yellow on the paper. So you are going to paint your whole pumpkin yellow. And it's okay if you get outside the lines a little bit because we're just going to cut them out next week anyway when it dries. So that's okay. All right. And now we know that I need the color red to make orange. So I'm just going to dip my brush a little tiny bit of red. And I'm going to mix in my red. And that's going to give me a beautiful orange. And you're going to mix this red over your entire pumpkin. And if you feel like the paint's drying on you a little bit, you can actually dip your brush in the water and get your paintbrush a little wet, and that'll help smooth your paint out some. It'll loosen it up and smooth it out. And we want those different values. That means we want those different color oranges, the light orange, the dark oranges. We want that. Okay, we don't want it all one color orange. We want all those beautiful values. All right, so now we're going to do our green leaves. So I'm going to clean my brush. I'm just going to swish it around. And I'm going to dry it on my sponge. And now I know that in order to get green, here's green on my color wheel. The two colors beside it is yellow and blue. And that's going to make green. So I am going to lay down some yellow in my leaves. Get all my yellow down first. And then I'm going to just add a touch of blue, a tiny bit of blue. If you put too much blue, you'll have more blue leaves instead of green. Look at that beautiful green. A little bitty tiny bit of blue. Tiny bit of blue. I didn't even dip in blue again. That was plenty of blue on my brush. And I went straight over to these other leaves. That's just going to make it more of a little bit of a lighter green. Perfect. Now, we've got to make brown for the stem. But Miss Rucker, we don't have brown. We only have the primary colors, and we've got some secondary colors, but I don't have brown. Well, we're going to make it. Did you know that if you mix all of your primary colors together, you get brown? Well, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to lay down some yellow. I'm going to lay down a little tiny bit of red. And I'm going to lay down some blue, a little bitty tiny bit of blue. And I'm going to keep doing this until I get brown. I promise you, if you play around with this enough and you add yellow, red, and blue, your stem will come out brown. So just kind of experiment a little bit. You can even go over to the side and just kind of mix your colors until you get a pretty brown. And then you can come over here and just add it to your stem. Okay? So you can just kind of experiment that way. You're just going to throw that part away anyway. All right, perfect. Have fun.